Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Progressive Discussions. I'm your host, James P. Madonna. I've been doing this since 2007, as seen on the web. You probably are well aware of that. We're having an unseasonably warm Saturday, I would say, for the month of February. We should be having a blizzard by this time, a nor'easter, instead of it feeling like springtime, having like 50-degree temperature, but it's nice. It's a nice day, nice, clear and dry and sunny. The key word is dry, which I'm happy about. Excuse me. Of course, the world is still in chaos. The United States political system is still in chaos, as to be expected. Nothing has really changed. Since Americans are very gullible in believing all the lies of the Republican Party, but all the lies, I would say, of the two-party system, the two major corrupt parties that are in bed with the oligarch. My grandfather, my late great-grandfather, his name was John. He's the one that inspired me to become a far left-wing um, progressive, actually a socialist. And he used to say that the Democrats, the most they will do, the Democrats will throw you a handful of crumbs, but the Republicans will give you absolutely nothing. He was right. If you don't have any, if you don't get the brakes under the capitalist system, if you don't know the right people and you're not at the right place at the right time, and you don't get that big break in life, there's no upward mobility. I think the percentage was like a minuscule 10% of the American population since 1776 was upwardly mobile. Um, during the days of the colonies, after the Revolutionary War, you had an oligarch. It was called the Founding Fathers that um, owned plantations and slaves, believe it or not, in the Northeast. They were landowners, and they were the only ones that were allowed to make the rules and to vote. And they were older, rich white men. Heaven forbid the indigenous people of the northeastern United States should have any rights after their land and was taken away from them. So that's your America, you know. Of course, it's gotten a lot worse. You can thank the Industrial Revolution for that. J.P. Morgan and all of his rich oligarch buddies that he screwed over. That's when the Americans left their family-owned farms where they made their own work, they produced their own food. They left the family-owned farms to work, to live in the city, the big cities where they moved, to work for the man. And the man didn't want to give you any benefits or a living wage. And the man wanted child labor and did not allow unions to be formed. And there was exploitation. So, for the excitement of living in the cities, all the younger generation at that time that left family-owned farms, that was the trade-off. You got the excitement of living in the cities at that time, but then again, you got screwed over, um, slaving for a paycheck to make someone like J.P. Morgan richer than he already was. And that was a trade-off. I think they were much better off staying on the family-owned farms and producing their own living, their own food. But that's the nature of capitalism. It's rigged for the top. Well, I would say top 2%, but let's just narrow it down to the top 1% because the 1% is in control. Like the late great George Carlin used to say, you know, you don't own anything, they own everything, they own you. Okay, now let me start with the first topic. Let's see what I'm going to discuss. Okay. It's from the Washington Post. All right. Bear with me while I do a screen share. There we go. Oh, good morning, my dear Masumi. Masumi, good morning. It is now 9:12 a.m. Sunday in the Tokyo region of Japan. Good morning to you, Masumi, from Japan. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. Thank you for stopping by and saying good evening to us here at Progressive Discussions. Okay, now on to the subject. New French law will blanket parking lots with solar panels. Okay. The measure could add 10 nuclear power plants worth of solar panels atop parking lots. There's a photo. Okay. How do I get rid of this bullshit? There we go. French parking lots could soon generate as much electricity as 10 nuclear power plants after a law is expected to win final passage on Tuesday, requiring canopies of solar panels to be built atop all substantial lots in the country. I toast the country of France. And is he still prime minister? Well, Macron. Now this is what I call the Green New Deal and progressive ideas being put into reality. The plan makes France a world leader in efforts to cover as many surfaces as possible with solar panels. The step advocates say will be crucial in broader plans to phase out fossil fuels in the coming years. The expansion could add as much as 8% to France's current electrical capacity. Excuse me. The cost of solar panels continues to drop as they are an increasingly competitive source of energy both for individual households and bigger consumers. But one big challenge is finding enough space for them to generate electricity in bulk. Yeah, what about the unshaded deserts of the southwest United States? You know, and what about the Sahara Desert? Doesn't take much, from what I understand, to supply electricity for the entire world. It only takes a small fraction of the Sahara Desert, from what I read. The cost of solar panels continues to drop, and they are increasingly competitive and an increasingly competitive source of energy for both individual households and bigger consumers. Okay, but one big challenge is finding enough space for them to generate electricity in bulk. That's why policymakers have parking lots in their sites. They are big and unbeautiful, and covering them with solar panels doesn't take away from anything else. Yeah, not to mention the rooftops of buildings. Here we already have solar panels atop of each telephone pole where the street lamps are. One challenge of increasing solar power coverage in a densely populated country like France is finding ways that don't compete for land use, said Arnaud Schwartz, the president of France Nature Environment, an umbrella group of French environmentalist organizations. Taking away agricultural land or open fields and giving it over to solar farms is unattractive, but covering parking lots harms biodiversity a lot less. No, it doesn't harm biodiversity at all, he said. We live already in parts of the world where it's pretty dense, he said. Human beings are everywhere, unfortunately. Turning Walmarts into solar farms. Let me just check things. You're very welcome. You're very welcome, Asumi. Mr. Jason Cleveland. Hello, James. About to head out for dinner and may join you when we get back home. Have a great show. Okay. Have a good dinner. I'm gonna be sending the links out in an hour anyway, or so. Well, you already have it. Turning Walmarts into solar farms. The plan to require solar panel covered parking lots is part of a bigger piece of legislation, the law for the acceleration of the production of renewable energy that French President Emmanuel Macron has made a centerpiece of his climate efforts. It will require all parking lots larger than about 16,000 square feet, able to hold roughly 50 American-sized cars and more French ones, to build raised solar panel canopies covering at least half the surface of the parking lot. We've known for a while that solar energy is the least costly way of generating renewable electricity. In most cases, we can outcompete fossil fuels, said Joshua Pierce, an engineering professor at Western University in Ontario, Canada, who has studied the possibility of installing solar panels on the roofs and parking lots of Walmart stores in the United States. Those alone would be able to generate about 11 gigawatts of electricity, he estimated, about the high end of the French effort. The beauty of a Walmart parking lot is if you cover a Walmart roof and its parking lot, then it has more power than it needs, he said. Backers expect that when the sun is shining, the panels ought to be able to generate enough power for the businesses served by the parking lot. Yeah, well, there's other businesses where Walmarts are located, at least the ones I've seen. I've never seen a freestanding Walmart by itself. Okay. Generate enough power for the businesses served by the parking lot and at times for the community surrounding them. One natural use of the electricity from parking lots, advocates say, is for charging electric vehicles, a measure that would avoid the loss of electricity that occurs when it is sent over long distances. All right, here's an example right there. Solar canopies. Mounting solar canopies over parking lots, essentially making a sunshade over the parking lot out of solar panels. Oh yeah, when it's hot, you don't have to roast getting to your car. And if it rains, it's like the benefit of an indoor garage without the hassle of an indoor garage. Can be more costly than putting them on roofs or straight on the ground, since they need steel support structures to keep them in place. But backers say that they're still cost effective and can beat conventional energy costs. If half of France's parking lots are covered by solar panels, they'll have an installed capacity of between 6.75 gigawatts and 11.25 gigawatts at a cost of between $8.7 billion and $14.6 billion, according to the official analysis of the legislation. France's 56 nuclear power plants, wow, they have that many, each have a capacity of slightly over 1 gigawatt on average. Oh my God, can you imagine one or more of them having a meltdown? And the one under construction in Flamanville has ballooned in cost to $14 billion, according to the latest estimate, roughly the same as the entire solar expansion. All right, the law also makes it easier to build solar panels alongside highways. There you go. And eases restrictions on wind power. Now, that's not a bad idea. Solar panels along highways, wasted land beyond the shoulder of the highway roads. There's just land just sitting there, empty, boring land, nothing exciting to look at. I'm talking about the land like right beyond the shoulder of the road on a highway. All right, and it goes on and on and on. All right. Go to the next topic. Oh, this is sad. Okay, there we go. And I got to go through the same thing again, even though I did not close the share screen out at all. I got to go through the same shit. There you go. Orca whales were discovered with a toilet paper chemical in their livers and skeletal muscles. It's just the tip of the iceberg for one of the most contaminated marine animals in the world. Beautiful creature. It's really a shame. It's an artist's drawing of an orca in the middle of a roll of toilet paper. Scientists found southern resident and Biggs orcas with 4 no nilphenol in their livers and skeletal muscles. 4-NP, no, it's short for no nilphenol, is associated with the production of toilet paper. Well, the toilet paper I've been using is made from bamboo wood, and it's fantastic. The scientists also discovered PFAs, known as forever chemicals, in the bodies of the killer whales. You know, I guess you can't get rid of it. Can't neutralize it. I guess that's why it's called forever chemicals. Orca whales are some of the most contaminated marine mammals in the world. The species are full of chemicals, from highly toxic and carcinogenic PCBs to the infamous insecticide DDT. That shows you just how contaminated and polluted our oceans are. And the Republicans used to say, the solution to pollution is dilution. Yeah, right. Well, it's like, it's mathematics. The oceans contain so much water where if you keep on dumping toxins into the oceans, eventually there's going to be no dilution. No dilution. Now a group of scientists has discovered another chemical of concern, and it's associated with toilet paper. Scientists at the University of British Columbia Ministry of Agriculture and Food and Fisheries and Oceans Canada found a chemical known as 4-nonylphenol, along with dozens of other chemicals in the liver. Well, they already said that. The liver and skeletal tissue of 12 dead southern resident and Biggs orcas. Well, that pretty much gets to the gist of it here. I mean, you all know what this is about. There's no sense of reading redundant things or excessive mumbo jumbo of the article. You know what the article is trying to say, what messages it's giving across, and what it says is that the human race is a vile, destructive species, and the reason why the toxins are being dumped in the ocean is because corporations do not want to spend the money at properly disposing of the toxins like they're supposed to. And it has to do with corporate greed and capitalism. So capitalism strikes again in its gradual destruction of our planet. That's pretty much the reality of it all. Okay. Now, this is infuriating. Talking about capitalism. What time is it? Oh. Okay, we're doing pretty good on time. Okay. There we go. A Chinese iPhone factory. Gee, I'm glad I got rid of my iPhone for more reasons than one. A Chinese iPhone factory worker says he saw a colleague have his pay reduced for spending too much time drinking water, the report says. I thought water was a necessity to life. There is the sweatshop, the manufacturing sweatshop in mainland China that the greedy, miserable piece of shit late Steve Jobs set up to produce his very expensive Apple products manufactured in China for cheap labor, with cheap labor, Very bad working conditions. Workers on the production line at the Foxconn complex in Shenzhen, a southern city in China. Okay, well, this photo was taken May 26, 2010. Foxconn is notorious for cruel, inhuman exploitation of their workers. I hear their workers have to wear diapers, adult diapers, so they don't take bathroom breaks. A worker told Rest of World what working at Foxconn factory where iPhones are assembled in China is like. The worker said he saw a colleague have his pay lowered for spending too long drinking. Nicknamed Hunter, the worker told Rest of World he felt he was stripped of his rights and dignity. A man who worked in a Chinese factory assembling the iPhone 14 witnessed a colleague getting his pay reduced for spending too. Well, you just said that already. Why are you repeating it? Reduced for spending too long drinking water. Well, I can. The grammar. Well, maybe it was the article was written by a Chinese man because the grammar's not too good. Nicknamed Hunter, you said that already, a 34-year-old who worked at the Foxconn factory in Shenzhen. Oh, no, Zhenghu, China, shared with nonprofit tech publication Rest of World insights into what it is like to work in a windowless workshop assembling iPhones. Yeah, well, they don't want anybody seeing anything. Hunter told Rest of World he had worked in a number of roles at the plant over more than a decade and that his last assignment included working on the iPhone 14 Pro assembly line last year. He worked 10-hour shifts and had to assemble 600 iPhones every day. So they have quotas. His every move inside the factory was monitored by the Zhang or line leaders, who frequently reprimanded people, he said. Hunter told Rest of World he had a strict hour-long lunch break, and if he had to go to the toilets, he would need to make up for the lost time. I'm surprised they were nice enough to give him an hour lunch break. In the facility, distinguishing between day and night was difficult, Hunter said. Well, yeah, no windows. Probably had no time to look at the clock either. He witnessed a colleague get a pay cut for taking too long to drink water, while another was shouted at for completing only 40 tasks in an hour when others had managed 60. So your iPhones are being rushed in assembly. Crap. Just like the overrated Tesla cars. Unbelievable. Hunter, while rarely the target of the line leaders, told the nonprofit publication he hated the humiliation endured at work and felt he was stripped of his rights and dignity, but the paycheck helped him keep it together. Rest of World reported that if new recruits worked 10-hour shifts for 6 days a week, yikes, 6 days a week, so they have 1 day off? What a sweatshop. They could make more than 10,000 won a month, or $1,474. That's it? Well, that's the cheap labor. The Foxconn factory, also known as iPhone City, is the world's largest manufacturing facility for Apple's iPhones and only recently resumed its almost full capacity production after it experienced a COVID-19 outbreak, according to Reuters. In November last year, hundreds of workers protested at the plant over strict COVID restrictions and over claims of being paid late, from the BBC News reported. Okay, is that it? Oh, okay, it's not too long. At the time, the company released a statement amid the protests apologizing for the technical error that occurred during the onboarding process, which led to delayed payments. Yeah, right. Apple reportedly enlisted one of Foxconn's biggest rivals, Luxshare, to help build iPhones after the protests. Scabs, aka Scabs. On January 9th, Hunter left the factory to return to his hometown. He told Rest of World he hoped not to be back at Foxconn for the next mass production of iPhones, but he couldn't be absolutely sure. Foxconn and Apple didn't immediately respond to a request for comment from Insider made outside normal working hours. Wow. What a sweatshop. That's horrible. That is horrible. Excuse me. I don't mean to be redundant either, but bear with me. Okay. Now we're going to get into a little science. Science. Very interesting science, to say the least. All right. For those of you that are science fiction or Star Trek fans, anything to do with space travel, I think you would love the next two articles. Developing warp drive might take antifreeze. This is actually true. February 8th, 2023 by Al Williams. In Star Trek, the dilithium crystals, whatever those are critical to the operation of a starship's warp drives. But a Texas professor thinks he can make a baby step towards a warp drive using ethylene glycol, which is commonly found in antifreeze. While superluminal travel has been regarded as impossible for many years, recent work has suggested ways we might be able to circumvent the high-speed barrier. Unfortunately, all of these mathematical theories require energy and types of matter that we don't know how to create yet. But Dr. Chance Glenn believes that by shaping the energy in a specific way through a dielectric, the math can work out so that there's no exotic negative energy required. Okay, this is getting interesting. The experiment involves shooting RF energy into an antifreeze container and using a laser interferometer to detect gravity waves. Of course, that will involve some very sensitive measurements to account for other tiny perturbations that might give false readings. As we've seen in the past, that's a task easier said than done. Does this make sense? Beats us. Our physics and math are too out of date to make a good guess about how much of this is real and how much is hype. Of course, if he does detect gravity waves, that will get us as close to warp drive as the invention of the telegraph got us to cell phones. Oh, gee. So in other words, don't hold your breath. Then again, you have to start somewhere. Yeah. If you want to know more about the state of rocket engines, including the nascent possibility of warp drives, we've discussed that before. Incidentally, if you think the experiment sounds a bit like the laser interferometer gravitational wave observatory, LIGO for short, you aren't wrong. All right, LIGO, yeah, LIGO my ass. Here I'm getting all enthusiastic about warp drive, and they're saying that we have a long wait. But you have to start somewhere. Oh. Okay. All right, we have. Let's see what this shows us about warp drive. By Popular Mechanics magazine. What the hell? They're not showing me the article because they want me to join and sign in for Popular Mechanics. Get the hell out of here. I'm not joining anything. Screw you. Talk about pushy, overbearing sales tactics. Nah. Well, there goes that article. But we know what's going on. The first article that I was able to read was good enough. Okay. Well, here's another one by Popular Mechanics. Let's see if they let us see this one. Bear with me. All right, there we go. Scientists have built the first modular body, a living being that isn't alive. It's incredibly weird. A biologist is using collected human cells to create a living organism powered by technology. We got a little mad science going on here. Here we go. This modular unit offers independent modules that can connect and detach. The experiment shows off future possibilities of switching out organs. So I guess that's what you would call a cyborg, right? Or Lee Majors, the his value is probably a lot higher now. Well, what do you call himself? The $6 million man? I wonder why they called it 6 million. I wonder why they chose 6 million. Biologist Cornelius Vlasman envisions the human body as a working biological Lego system. You know, do it with your body, Cornelius. And his clickable system of interchanging human organs is coming to life. Well, it sure beats waiting for a transplant organ. If you're willing to define life fairly loosely and you're willing to suspend reality for a bit, in a fictional experiment, Vlasman created Oscar, a living organic being formed from his own cells, albeit one that functions with the help of technology. And if having a pocket-sized human system crafted from organic matter wasn't interesting enough, Oscar is fully modular. Here's where you can start thinking Lego-like worlds, with each part interchangeable to create unique arrangements. While this is sadly a sci-fi experiment, it's one that just might have legs and arms. Presenting Oscar, the modular body. Well, I'll show the video after I read this. In the video from a few years ago, recently unearthed by Newsbreak's Andrei Topalaga, Vlasman shows off how his brain module, which is a fully electric device, connects to his lung module. The two immediately start interacting together. He adds in a kidney module and then attaches two different limb modules that start actuating the organism to move. As the organic matter starts sliding across the table, it makes you start to worry what Oscar is up to and what's actually possible in the future. Vlasman says this prototype with a bloodstream and nerve signals transmitted throughout the connectors changes the human body from a closed system to an open source system. Surprise, there's a secret organ in your head. If an organ gets ill, you can easily replace it with a new one. That's what I said before. He says, while suggesting you could upgrade the body with an extra limb module if desired. The module body will become alterable and adaptable to all kinds of situations. The experiment shows off the power of stem cell research for morphing into human tissue, all while highlighting the interaction between technology and the human body. For Oscar to work, it takes far more than just cells, as the modules in Vlasman's experiment require an electric brain to operate. Instead of printing organs with the focus on identical copies for spare parts, maybe we do something different altogether. Maybe we turn science fiction into reality. Well, that's been happening. That's been happening, really. Oh, I'm sorry. I gotta. Let me play this video here.
We're looking at Oscar, the first human modular prototype that is able to live in various setups. What's going to happen is that I'm going to connect the brain to the heart module to activate the blood circulation. Now, the lung is going to start breathing. You can see both organs are now collaborating. I can add a kidney module. And if I add a limb module, I start actuating the organism to move. Now it's looking for the optimum temperature, which is 37 degrees. If I add another limb, Oscar will recognize it and beneficiate from new possibilities.
Wow. There you go. That's fascinating. That is really... You gotta love science. You gotta love science. Just like George Costanza said on Seinfeld, can't beat science, can't beat it, no way, no how, can't beat science. Science moves forwards. Okay. Can't beat it, no way, no how. Yeah, okay. Okay. Now, let's see. Now it is time for me to go from the transition of reading this week's topics for progressive discussions into inviting my panel. Let's see. Okay. Okay. I'm here. But I will be back in a flash. Definitely, I will be back in a flash. I don't know about a flash, but a slow flash. I'm still here. I'm still here. Okay. Okay, now. Just think of this as a bit of intermission. All right. The links are out. How is everybody doing? How the hell are you? I was going to do the show Sunday afternoon at starting at 3 p.m. Eastern time, but because of Super Bowl Sunday, I decided it would be better to do it Saturday night. Actually, I think I'm going to stay at this time slot of Saturday night. I was convinced by a good friend that it will be much better to do it Saturday night. Okay. I just want to bring up the subject of price gouging to show you how dishonest and greedy companies are. Let's take I've seen it happen with many products, particularly food. I've seen it happen years ago with beef. When we had a drought, I've seen it happen with produce, fruits and vegetables, where once the drought is over and the reservoirs are filled to the brim with water, and the rain just hydrated the whole country, they took forever to lower the prices of the produce. And I don't remember the details about the beef going sky high in price, but the best weapon that the American consumer has is called boycotting. You hit them where it really hurts the most, in the bank account, your profit margin. Now, in this case, let's take the avian flu, the bird flu that killed millions of egg-laying hens worldwide. Now, after the avian flu goes on its merry way, goes bye-bye, then you have the job of raising more chicks and gathering up new flocks of hens to take the place of the ones that died. But what the egg laying industry, or what any industry in the United States does, is after the crisis is over and the supply is back to normal again, of course the demand is always skyrocketed, demand for food. Okay, but after it's all over, they will take forever to lower the price of eggs. Mark my word. Mark my word, this is exactly what they'll do to scumbags. So, I would say boycott. You could boycott anything, really. There's always an alternative. Like, I'll give you an example. The vegan alternative for eggs, a good egg replacement, is ground flaxseed meal. In my case, I get the organic ground flaxseed meal from Trader Joe's. They have the lowest price for organic ground flaxseed. Ground flaxseed is an outstanding egg alternative in baking recipes. So therefore, it is a good egg alternative across the board. Plus, it's highly nutritious. It has great medicinal effect on the body. You can use it as a binder in certain baking recipes. I've used it in making vegan sourdough pumpkin pancake batter. No eggs. I used the ground flax, and I used, instead of milk, I pulverized rolled oats into a fine powder, and I used that as my milk replacement. And if you're using sourdough starter, you don't need any baking powder. So there you go. There's always alternatives, and you can boycott. Like, remember when the SUV first became the hottest rage, like the hottest thing going, is the SUV. Well, guess what? They took advantage of that. They exploited that. They jacked up the price of SUVs astronomically. But what happened? Americans just had to get them. They had to buy them because because they want what they want when they want it, and they pay top dollar. Well, they went into debt, making car payments on an insanely priced vehicle. Instead, they could have easily boycotted the SUV. You don't need the SUV. I mean, if you want a sport utility vehicle, if you really need a sport utility vehicle, buy a pickup truck instead of an SUV. Or just, if you don't have the need for four-wheel drive, why pay all that extra money for four-wheel drive if you're in a region that doesn't really require? Like the last time I saw a severe winter in my area of northeastern New Jersey, it was like when I was a little kid, when I was in grammar school. We don't have severe winters anymore. We haven't had it for a hell of a long time, for decades. We just don't have it. Severe winters. We get hardly any snow. So why pay through the nose for an SUV if you don't need it? I want to introduce you to my good friend, the one and only drug-free competitive athlete, the Commodore is here. Commodore, how are you tonight?
Very well. Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear. I'm waiting for the other people to come aboard. I'm glad that you're the first. And we could talk about how I like to associate myself with people that, like, you and I were very much the public doesn't really know you unless they listen to our old shows, but you and I are very much involved and interested in the ancient sport of physical training, of the ancient warrior method of physical training, which could involve a whole host of exercise tools. I mean, some you might consider primitive, but our muscles don't give a shit where the resistance is coming from. They just notice the resistance.
That's right. They want the pump.
I don't care if it's a little miniature boulder made out of granite and you're doing presses and curls with it, or if it's a barbell with somebody's designer signature on it and you're paying through the nose because you have a designer piece of exercise equipment. It must
signature series.
Yeah, signature series. There you go. I'm going like this. Signature
with cracks and defects.
Yeah, like Krakatoa and Ubangi, our two friends of the past. Yeah. Krakatoa and Ubangi.
Yeah, $400 for a.
Yeah, there were signature series.
They used wood.
Of a low quality wood that cracked. We're talking about Persian meals clubs for circular training. They cracked prematurely. The Commodore paid through the nose for them because essentially a nobody had his signature on them, but he thinks he's somebody because he puts videos on social media.
And he charges $50 for a template.
Yeah, a piece of crap. It wasn't even a real template. It was like a child did it, like a kid in grammar school did it. And there's Mikey. And it was an insult. It was a slap in the face. But these people are legends in their own mind.
Yes, they are. No, they're giving new definition to narcissism.
Now there's a difference between somebody that has a love and passion for the sport, and somebody that pretends they have a love and passion and enthusiasm, but they do it for profit. There's a difference between those. Mikey.
Yes, Mike. Say hi to James.
Where's Jeff? Where's
Right
Jeff?
here.
Where's Jeff? He's right there.
Oh yeah.
I remember that when you went.
Yeah, remember Dunkin' Donuts?
Dunkin' Donuts men's room. He's
Yeah,
not
that's
in the
funny.
door. Where's Jeff? He's like this. Where's
You
Jeff?
remember at the washroom at Dunkin' Donuts, Michael? You're banging on the door.
And then we saw Sanford and Son with all the crap, all the shit he had in his car at the
Oh, that was funny.
at the
That was
Royal
the best time.
at the Royal Hibachi. So anyway, yeah, there's a difference between somebody that really cares, has enthusiasm for the sport, and somebody that's just does it for profit. And you are going to participate in a very exciting upcoming event in, was it South Carolina or
No, North Carolina. In
North
June 2023, in Clayton, North Carolina, right outside Raleigh-Durham, 20 minutes away from the Raleigh-Durham airport, right down the highway, the 2023 Vintage Strength Games.
Oh, I didn't know that there were like international airports for smaller cities in America. I didn't know that. There's a Raleigh-Durham International Airport.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so
Well,
Jeff,
the technology triangle. Because Chapel Hill, the University of North Carolina, is right near there too. The Tar Heels.
oh, okay.
And then all these technology companies. It's called the Technology Triangle down there.
Because I've been to Charlotte, and I found the airport to be very nice, very clean, very I mean not as relaxing and peaceful as San Diego's airport, but it was a nice airport. It was.
I heard this nice barbecue place, a locally owned, not a BJJ steakhouse franchise corporate. There's a nice owner-managed barbecue restaurant right across the street from the gym. It's a big gym. And yeah. And then the hotel, the Comfort Inn, is basically across the street too.
Well, the Carolinas are really famous for American barbecue. They really I think it was like one of the areas that really made it become popular. The barbecuing fad. Now everybody's into barbecuing in the United States, and also Koreans do good barbecue. Japan does, but Americans they love their barbecue, and I think the Carolinas is where I think the pulled pork, smoked pork that they call pulled pork began there. But anyway, so
it's gonna be old school, everything that weekend.
Well, you guys are going to eat really good at that place across the street from the gym. I tell you, I mean, I guarantee you that.
James, you and I think the same. We like to support locally owned businesses.
Yes. It's really important to support your local businesses, whether it be food, whether it be a brewery that makes craft beer, whether it be a winery, whatever. Support your local businesses. I'm not saying you got to go to a fancy restaurant with atmosphere and high prices and small portions. I mean, go to a
You
mom
mean
and pop.
cornbread filled crab cakes?
Oh, he was pissed. He was pissed at that cook. Believe me. And he was pissed at that waitress, that rude waitress.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the owner's son, and he gave him hell, from what I understand.
Well, I'm going to give James a plug here, because one thing my friend James does, He names names. So James, as a result of James writing a review, an honest review, telling the truth. It's one thing I say about James. He tells you, James and I get blocked from Facebook a lot because we tell the truth. And people don't like to hear the truth. So James wrote a review saying that we dined there, and the world famous, or at least famous in the whole tri-state area of this particular restaurant.
Yes.
They had cornbread filled crab cakes, which is unlike that because usually they're very meaty. And then when we went in the next day or 2 days later, the owner's son, who's the manager, the general manager, gave me a free portion, actually extra portions of the things. I couldn't even eat them all to take home. So
yeah,
they had lots of crab meat.
He said we didn't have enough crab meat to make them, and the cook was not supposed to make any that night.
Yeah,
it wasn't. So what the scumbag did is he took cornmeal and he made you a corn cake,
like filler, like a 20-minute filler during a CTT seminar that you paid $800 or $900 for.
Yeah, and
no, we won't get into that.
And no drinking water
Yeah,
allowed.
no free bottles of ice cold spring water.
After 95 degrees of humidity of doing a seminar.
It was so humid. Oh.
Excuse me, I have some business to conduct. Everyone leave, expedite the premises, clear out, everyone, clear up.
Obviously, he wasn't a black belt martial artist instructor like some very famous people we know.
Yeah, he didn't want people to see the white envelope, maybe.
No, the cash for white envelope.
Yeah. So anyway, getting back to
on to brighter horizons here.
I what do you call? I lost my train of thought.
Where's Ali? Where's Ali?
I sent them the link. I sent everybody the link. But anyway, I digressed. Before we talked about the Maryland crab cakes are, according to the recipe and according to the crab cakes I've had at this restaurant in the past, they're supposed to have 100% crab meat. And what they do is they don't use breadcrumbs. They only do that in for New Jersey crab cakes. They don't use breadcrumbs. There's no filler. They take the crab meat and they put like a raw egg. They put the seasoning in there. The raw egg is a binder, to form the cake. Chopped onions, seasoning, some Worcestershire sauce, a little bit of that, and a raw egg, and it binds just like when you make Italian meatballs. They do put some seasoned breadcrumbs in there, but they put a raw egg to bind it. But a Maryland crab cake is supposed to be all crab meat, and that's exactly when he made them again to apologize. They were all crab meat.
Yeah.
I
wish we won't name the place, but I wish that place was still in business.
Well, unfortunately, just like a lot of family-owned businesses, the younger generation children don't want to live that kind of life to run a restaurant, and they want to be able to have fun and frolic, and they don't want to make the commitment that their parents did. It's a big commitment, even a retail store. A restaurant has the toughest hours. I mean, if you're running a restaurant, you're always open.
Yeah.
And then if you
are the face of the business. So we have a story here locally. So one of the people that I go to church with, the family had a bakery, and then The grandfather retired. The sons took over the real estate because it's attached to a nice strip mall. Anyways, so this older couple bought a bakery because it was always the wife's dream to buy a bakery. Well, they didn't work there. They hired a bunch of minimum wage high school teenage kids and just ruined the business. But when they bought this business, the previous owner said, you're the owner. You're the face of the business. The people are buying the baked goods from you. They want to see you in there. They don't want to see high school kids.
The high school kids.
And needless to say, the business failed after several months.
Well, first of all, forget about whether they get minimum wage or whether they get $11 an hour or $15 an hour. The thing is, they're kids, and it's not their business, and they don't want to be there. They're doing it for spending money. They need spending money. Hey, here's Michael. There he is.
Hey, there he is.
What's happening?
This is Michael Hall.
Michael Ghost from San Francisco, California. How you doing?
Awesome.
Hey, he does. Hey,
What are you drinking tonight, buddy?
And
go ahead. I'm drinking thank you guys. Drinking a Orange Kush by Keith. This is
cannabis infused, right?
Cannabis infused. That is right. This is not an alcoholic, but a cannabis beverage. So I'm gonna get wasted off of this, and also have a green juice. So
that's a medicinal wasted. That's a good wasted. And I like your charcoal gray sports jacket.
Very classy, and he's got the pocket thing there.
The hanky.
Yeah. I think I keep messing this up, but thank you.
We're gonna have a bunch of female admirers on the show here. Right into the show, we're gonna say, "Who's that guy?"
Who's that? Remember what Jackie Gleason said. It's for showing, not blowing. That hanky. That's a show hanky.
This is just wearing my charcoal suit. I'm not really supposed to be doing this, though. It's not really the correct way to. My outfit's a little bit incorrect, but it's still all right. So what's going on, everybody?
Haberdashery.
Well, it's 10:19 my time.
10:19. So wait, where is it? 10:19. Where?
I'm in the Atlantic time zone. I'm in New Brunswick, Canada, so I'm an hour ahead of Atlantic time.
Okay.
He's an hour ahead of me.
Yeah.
And he's 4 hours ahead of you.
Yes,
Mike. And he's because the maritime provinces they jut out.
I'm east of Maine.
East of Maine. Okay, yeah. I have not ever met somebody before who was 4 hours ahead of time. So
yeah.
So his would be Atlantic time.
See, we're a lot closer to England.
Yeah.
Than New York or even Boston or anything. We're very close to England.
Greenwich. They call that Greenwich time starts in, I guess, Greenwich, England, right? But I'm Eastern time, and Boston is Eastern, but he's farther east than Eastern. Yeah. So anyway,
even farther.
I know they got good potatoes that they grow up in the maritime provinces. Very tasty. And with all the seafood, you can make good chowder up there. But good chowder.
Motherfucker, need some good seafood.
Yeah, clams. They have. Could you
Clam
buy
salad.
clams at least in where you are, Jeff?
Yeah, there's clams.
Okay, thank
But
God.
there's more mussels.
I like mussels. Mussels marinara.
PEI mussels, Prince Edward Island mussels.
Yeah.
Clam chowder is really good.
You like mussel? You ever have mussels before, Michael?
I've had mussels before. Yep, they're pretty good. Sometimes
Do they have them on the West Coast, Michael?
They do, but sometimes the mussels are closed, so you gotta chuck those. You gotta chuck those closed ones, unfortunately.
Well, you cook them. Well, you got. Well,
No, you can shuck them. There's a special knife.
Oh
You
yeah,
shuck them.
Ah,
yeah.
shucks.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, we usually cook them in spaghetti sauce.
Yeah, exactly.
And they open up. They open
No,
up.
you can also cook them in butter.
Yeah,
garlic butter.
like a bouillon balls. I mean, a bouillon base.
Yeah, except don't put your hands in there. With you got to use the ladle. Or get yelled at because you actually clean your hands, unlike some of the other patrons.
Hold on, I'll be back. I forgot.
It's a long time no see, Michael.
You too. When was the last time you? I think we met before.
Probably 2 years ago. It was pretty funny. You're always funny on the show. Like when after you've had a couple of drinks, you are the funniest guy on the show. It's awesome.
Really?
That's why I'm so excited to see you.
Oh, good. Thanks. Well, it wasn't like a funny, like, what the hell are you doing, Michael? It was.
No. You're funny because you say some good comments.
That's good. Yeah, it's good to have at least. It's good to have at least a couple thinking minds in your area, right?
Yeah, you gotta. The world's there's too much hatred in this world. There you go.
I had to get.
I
had to get the quahog. Yeah, bouillon balls.
Yeah.
I got scolded by the owner at the buffet because I used a clamshell to scoop the broth and put it over my noodles, but there was no spoon. He says, you're supposed to use the stainless steel spoon. I said, well, where is it? Don't yell at me. I mean, you're the owner. There was no serving spoon. It's a restaurant type serving spoon. So,
but he's got no problem with letting these little brats with the snotty noses climb inside the ice cream station and use like the scoop. There's one scoop, James, to scoop all the ice cream, and everybody's coughing on it.
Yeah, and you know what else they do? They don't
They wipe their nose and they touch the scoop.
Well, they don't clean. They don't put the scooper in the running water in that fountain that cleans the scooper.
Right.
And they get one flavor gets on top of another flavor on top of another flavor. Because why? Their parents are not with them when they run around the buffet, when they go up to the ice cream freezer. They're not supervised.
Yeah, parents these days don't really. They're kind of like dog owners. They pretend to have any authority because they are very afraid of any kind of male presence. That they just think authority doesn't have any place, and then they act girly. It's
you're 100% right, Michael. 100%.
These are the same people that let their dogs jump on strangers. That they don't want to put a leash on the dog, and the dog is
So here's what I say to the people. I don't know what it is about my ass, but all these dogs like to smell my ass. And if I say to the dog owners, I said, I don't even know you. I said, but how would you like me, a grown man, to sniff your ass? And they don't say anything.
Yeah, or your dog's
he doesn't. They go, he doesn't bite. He doesn't bite. Yeah, but I didn't ask for a dog to come up to me and sniff my ass or sniff my crotch.
Yeah. Why do they keep having? They keep saying it's friendly when it's already doing stuff.
It's not your problem. It's not your.
Hey, James, if you sniff some lady's ass, James, what would happen to you in New Jersey?
I get arrested.
If you went to Whole Foods and sniffed a lady's ass.
If I did that, she would break my nose, and then I would get arrested.
You'd be arrested.
It's kind of funny how the same people who started the Me Too movement are kind of going around getting animals that kind of remind everybody about that stuff. I mean, why wouldn't feminists get like a cat or something like that? Why do feminists get a dog of all animals? Dogs are like the definition of harassment.
Yep.
It doesn't make any sense.
Her ass meant, yeah.
Because
Harassment.
Michael, those same people, everything they do in real life is exact opposite of the garbage that comes out of their mouth, the lies that come out of their mouth.
Mhm.
Don't do as I do. Do as I say.
Do as I say, do as I do, even though it's the complete opposite. So while you're trying to do that, I'm gonna get mad at you for some other shit. Or yeah.
Yeah,
Basically.
they're not responsible. They're like they're like they feel they have no shame in what they're like sociopaths. They let their kids run amok. They let their dogs run amok. They don't discipline their kids. They don't discipline their dogs. They don't train their dogs because they don't give a shit if the dog keeps sticking his nose up Jeff's crack of his ass, which is very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You get
You know.
excuse me. You're like, excuse me. Just a second ago, y'all telling me, it'd be weird for me to talk to some random kid who I don't know. So why can your kid come up and be acting like an annoying little kindly rascal in front of everybody, and then they grow up into oftentimes getting drunk, but getting drunk is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to take away from other people's fun. You know,
Yes. Good point, Michael. I never thought of that.
Thank
Never
you.
thought of that.
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. Drinking's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be something that it's not fun. If it wasn't, why people do?
Well, that's why I like people that when they do drink. Well, if normal people will not drink to intoxication, number one. But if they do drink, I like people that are happy when they drink and not people that start trouble when they drink. You know, like nasty drunks. You know.
Notice.
Yeah, I like the drunks who go, I love ya.
Well, I know. I used to see these little short guys. They would get drunk in the dance club, and they try to pick a fight with like the biggest guys in the dance club. Like they have like liquid courage all of a sudden.
Yep.
Oh yeah, those same guys who look like same kinds of guys do this. They look like they're always about to shit their pants for no reason.
Yeah, we call that a Napoleonic complex, which means they're same thing with little dogs. You know, Napoleonic. They have a chip on their shoulder because they're small.
Whatever happened to I was young. I was young one time. I was younger. I had to deal with 2 Doberman Pinschers.
Ooh.
You don't want to mess with a Doberman.
That's scary.
They're scary, but if you can be around a Doberman Pinscher, it's not a problem. I don't understand this lack of Doberman Pinschers, and even Labradors don't have the same temperament that they did.
No, a Doberman will come up to you and and check you out, but the Doberman will not harass you. Like they're usually very obedient dogs and extremely obedient, and they like, I
love Dobermans.
Yeah, never raise your hand above a strange dog's head to pet them.
I always put the back of my hand gently.
I pet him under the chin, like a dog I don't know. I pet them from beneath. I don't go like this.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, no breeds like that.
I
It's
mean,
funny. Even some Chihuahuas can be kind of well behaved. Some Chihuahuas walked behind me one time on the street. It was no problem. But then this Chihuahua downstairs that got kicked out. Breaking news: the service Chihuahua from downstairs is
got evicted. Got evicted.
they had their chance.
Which is nipping at everybody's feet or something, or
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Just once again, everywhere you go in my area, there's some kind of what's going on with these, especially older women these days. They walk around. Even the way they walk is very. They're already breaking rules with the dogs, yes, but they also walk
And-
in this extremely angry manner all the time.
And rich people like little dogs too. Oh yeah, those grouches. They're all
They're constantly stomping down the street, or they're walking quickly, even in like a safe, calm area. I don't understand. So it's a really small town, and yet you're gonna stomp away from everybody quickly, off in a huff.
so they're on the defensive all the time.
They're very
There's
defensive.
a lot of mental illness nowadays, isn't there, Michael? With
I
people.
would say so. I mean, I've had issues with mental stuff before. You know, I've struggled. I have autism, so
Yeah.
I've had to deal with autism. But I try to do something about it at least.
Yeah, but you're a positive person. Like you don't take away happiness from other people. But when people act,
I give people happiness.
but when people act like those people you're talking about, they take away everybody else's joy
Joy suckers.
unnecessarily.
Yeah, it's just this constant defensive attitude that can only be attributed to
Do you have a lot of Karens where you live, Michael?
a permeation of Karens in Karenville, USA. I live near a ton of Karens. I even
Wow.
live near many Karens.
Tell us some stories. Just
One day I was just walking home, and this guy felt the need to try to. This guy was a friggin' like teenager, and he was trying to pull papers, please, with me for walking home. And I'm like, oh man, we have a bit of a mini Karen in our midst. So I've had to deal with even the young ones, and it's just everybody in Richlandia is a Karen. Maybe not where James is. Maybe not in Canada, but in Western.
There's a few, but not too many.
There are a few, but there are a few in your area, but not as many.
Yeah, because everybody knows everybody. Now, if I still lived in Boston, oh my gosh, there'd be a ton of them. Because the beautiful thing about a big city is everybody's anonymous.
Yeah.
So that's where you get a lot of Karens.
Yeah.
Yeah, people keep to themselves in larger cities.
But James, like in your area, you must have a lot of Karens, because if somebody encroaches on a Karen's happiness, or something stupid that they're doing at Starbucks, excuse me,
Convenient.
you're getting too close to me in the line. Hello.
Well, actually, people are very around here. People are very friendly to one another.
Wow, that's pretty good for New Jersey.
No, I'll be honest with you. In Lodi,
New Jersey can be friendly. Yeah.
Back in Lodi, they wouldn't give you the time of day. I mean, I used to have people that lived on my block walk their dog. They would walk by. I go, good afternoon. They wouldn't even turn their head and say anything to me.
Wow.
Lodi, they come home and they slam the door. But here people are very sociable.
Yeah.
But
I remember in Lodi, you had that nice looking single mother, but then her boyfriend or her ex-husband used to come by and yell all the time.
No, I didn't have any confrontation
No, not you. But he used to come over and yell at the ex-wife.
oh, oh.
Remember the Spanish or Latin or Puerto Rican, whatever the hell they were, Hispanic?
Yeah,
She was a nice looking woman.
you know, the ones that we had a lot of, like, Dominican women back in Lodi on the street, and that you know, there were new homeowners, and they enjoy to have their barbecues outside and have people over and play good music, but they were friendly. The women from the Latin American countries were very friendly, but the American born ones,
What do your areas understand about having a good, strong community that my community can't seem to just understand and take seriously and be consistent about already?
seems like seems like those ladies are severely lacking fiber in their diet. They need some they need some Metamucil or something, but
Or they're lacking something that they need in a certain private place.
James will sometimes tell me something in a Instagram chat, and then he'll carry it from the Instagram chat and he'll kind of thread it into the YouTube conversation. That's pretty funny.
Yeah, like Michael on occasion he does a lot of live stream on Instagram where he's taking a walk during the day. He's taking a walk outside. The weather's nice, and he's talking as he's walking.
Well, that's nice.
Good.
Yeah, and
you get to see his community.
Yeah, and
that's awesome.
And they get to see me.
Yeah, there you go.
And I showed him Chris Cuomo is now doing videos like that where he's working between his workouts. He'll take a long speed walk. He'll do some speed walking.
Chris Cuomo is awesome. Have you seen him on News Nation?
Yeah, no, he's doing a good job. But he works out very diligently. He's a fanatic when it comes to working out.
News Nation is way better than CNN.
CNN, they're like you can tell they have to toe the line. CNN, you know, they can't really speak their minds.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you know, it's powers that
they're owned by the Democrats.
Yeah, well, the from what I understand, they're in bed with the oligarch. Yes,
George Soros and all those.
Did you see? I don't know if I showed it to you. There's somebody showed this old video of where Joe Biden was caressing this young girl that was, I guess, a daughter of somebody, and his hand was right on the young girl's breast as he was kissing her, like embracing her, and like his hand, and then he looked down at his hand on the breast, you know? And I know he's very touchy-feely when it comes to young females.
Yeah, but CNN doesn't cover that stuff. But if Trump ever did that,
no, they don't. Yeah. Yeah, he likes to inhale like the scalp. You know,
he sniffs the hair.
Yeah, he would get behind the young girl and like he's trying to grind them, and he was sniffing their hair. But that was the worst I've ever seen.
Yeah, he's got fetishes.
Maybe that's a little bit too far out there.
Yeah, well, the video doesn't lie. The photos don't lie. I mean, you know, I guess, you know, a lot of these men like him that are in positions of power, the women tolerate them because I guess they like being the wife of somebody that's in a position of power. They don't want to, if it was anybody else, they would have screamed pedophile and you would have been arrested. If it was anybody, if it was like a regular Joe Six-Pack, that was doing that.
Oh yeah, they've been. It's like these NFL football players. They do all these crimes. They beat up people. They beat up their girlfriends, beat up their wives. They're on the street the next day. But if a normal person ever did that, they'd be in jail for 10 years.
Yeah, that's because the owners of the teams don't want to lose their talent. They just
don't want to lose their talent, James.
They don't want to lose their talent. Yeah. I heard Tom
Simpson.
Huh?
Where the heck is Ronnie Simpson, and where the heck is Eric Fraunfelter when you need
them? Yeah. Where the heck are they? I sent maybe I should send the link to Paul Anthony Mantia, because he's in Facebook jail for 24 hours for that for making a statement under that Joe Biden video with what he was with the hand on the breast.
Yeah, but he's just telling the truth. So how come he got Facebook jail?
Well, he didn't put the video on Facebook.
No, I know, but
this is what kills me. Somebody else posts something that Facebook doesn't approve of, but Facebook doesn't do anything. Then if you share that or get involved, then they throw you in Facebook jail. Facebook should take it off and not have all of these people get in trouble.
The whole get in trouble thing, it gets a little too crazy. Just women now are even women are running out of ways to find men offensive. So now they come up to you for 2 seconds and talk to you, and then after 2 seconds they leave. Have you seen that?
I know somebody.
What I mean?
Hey James, how come you don't have a beverage?
I do. I'm drinking a chai tea.
What the heck?
Oh, you're a wimp, James. Man, you usually get the good stuff like Hennessy's or something, or McCutcheon's.
Well,
I've
been taking medication.
All right.
No, I don't have any in the house right now.
Medication? Why?
Well,
all good.
Yeah, it's
personal.
Well, yeah.
I understand.
Just
hope it have anything to do with the sphincter.
Sphincter. Let me see if Ollie sent me a message.
So Michael, so when these women come up to you and talk to you like for 2 minutes and then walk away, what do they talk about?
I have no idea. It's just either they do or say something, and then after, but then they leave after 2 minutes. And I've had that happen in the past. And one time, somebody would talk to me, but because they're doing something, they might not want me talking to them, and it's like, hey, excuse me, guys want to do human things too. They also want to talk. They also want to, get other people's attention too. It's not just you all the time.
That's good. You're calling them out. James and I like that when women are called out.
Well, women can't be 50% of your life. That's what I've been trying to learn is
look at me, love me.
Well, any good psychologist will tell you that only you're responsible for making yourself happy.
Yes.
Nobody else can make you happy.
Yes,
it has to come from within.
Yeah, I'm trying to. It's nice to be able to go out.
Of course.
Not worry about the not worry about what happens. It's nice to just be there with your buddies, have a good time, and not try to tell Karen why she's unattractive. That's not how a Friday evening should go.
Yeah, I mean, but you know, people shouldn't put the responsibility on the opposite sex to make them happy.
All the time.
Like you should be content. You should. I think a man who has a life, who has hobbies and interests and friends, and keeps busy with things that are interesting and to him, I think they get more respect from women than those that are constantly pursuing them and slobbering over them. Oh, you're so wonderful. Oh, you're beautiful. Oh. They're just gonna use men like that.
Just let them do that instead. You know, if you just let them do that instead, it's like you don't have any problems and you're able to have a good time around them. So
Yeah, like Mick, we were talking earlier today, and he was supposed to meet this new girl he's been talking to, and if he's just meeting a woman for the first time to see if there's any chemistry, he listened to me. I says, keep it casual, coffee and a croissant, or a coffee and a muffin, or something. No dinner, no cocktails.
And make sure Adam Cohen's not in the same Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, the guy with the sweatpants and the man boobs.
Yeah. So go ahead about Mick.
Yeah, I said keep it casual, because I said there's a lot of dinner and drink whores out there that they'll take advantage of guys, and then you try to contact them, they won't call you back, and then they look for a new sucker to buy them dinner and drink.
Yeah, $100 dinner.
Yeah, I says
they're getting drinks, they're getting seafood, they get legal seafoods. Legal seafoods is not cheap.
No, it's expensive, sure.
I don't want to take a date to a place called Legal Seafood.
I know, it's stupid, isn't it? But you know, you don't know the girl, you're not dating her, she's not your girlfriend. You're trying to get acquainted. That says keep it casual. Don't go have coffee in a place that serves food, because what happens is the girl says, you know, I didn't have dinner today. Oh, I'm very hungry. You know, and then there goes the
rain check.
There goes the check. It goes ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching.
Yeah.
Rain check.
Yeah. I says keep it casual, man. Have like a cappuccino and
I gotta bring this plate out to the kitchen. I'll be right back.
All right.
Get some popcorn.
Yeah. My ex taught me how to make popcorn the old-fashioned way on the stove.
Really? Yeah. You can cook popcorn.
It's easy. It's easy. You just take you get a pot. Yeah,
yep.
You know, a medium-sized pot with a lid on it, and you put the oil of your choice, or butter. Let's say you want to mix some butter with extra virgin olive oil. So you put that in there. You put the heat on low. Then as it melts, then you put your popcorn in bulk. You put your popcorn in bulk, not the one that's already seasoned, the one that's just plain old dried popcorn. You put that in there. I usually put like a cup, and then you cover it and you let it sizzle. Oh, and then you put your sea salt or Himalayan salt in there and you let it sizzle on a low flame. As soon as you go away, as soon as you hear the first pop, you run to the stove, you put the heat on full blast, And with however if there's no handle this way, you get a couple pot holders. You grab the pot and you shake the pot, and then as it's on high
This is
flame.
so easy. How do you keep listing instructions, James?
Yeah, it's on high flame now. And as you're shaking it, it's going pop, 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 and then before you know it, the whole thing fills up with popcorn.
Oh, okay.
And then you shut it off.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll let somebody do that. We'll let somebody else do that then.
You shut it off, so otherwise you burn it. It's really easy.
Burn the house down.
No, you won't. You won't burn the house down.
I'm not gonna light fire to my own property.
You should get one of those sophisticated walking sticks, Mike, like a shillelagh or something, in case somebody like some animal started harassing. Oh, me lucky charms. And then you could whack.
Long Beach, California.
Bitch.
Schlong Beach,
yeah,
Kettlebell Club, Schlong Beach. But
Well,
anyway,
I love what.
yeah, Jeff is in a sporting event coming up this summer in North Carolina. He's going to swing the mace.
Swing the mace.
The mace. It's like
Mesa, Arizona.
no, it's a ball.
Cannon mace.
It's like a cannonball at the end of a pole, and
Oh,
then you
cannonball at the end of the ball.
and you swing it. I'm not saying that he's a swinger and he's going to stop watching somebody. Swinger, you gotta shake, rattle, and roll. You gotta shake. No, he's gonna
take multiple people.
He's gonna swing it.
Yeah.
What do they use the same rules as the kettlebell? Like 4 minute. You got.
It's a 5-minute set.
It's a 5-minute set, and they
Non-stop.
They go by how many swings you do.
Yeah.
5 minutes.
But they're gonna be legal swings. Like there's a judge that watches you, make sure you do right down your belly button.
Right. So if one of the
One hand has to go down to your belly button at least.
right for it to count.
Yeah.
Okay, and
Good.
it's weight class. It's weight class. It's weight.
Well, there's 2 weight classes now. There's no more. See, powerlifting, you have to, or boxing, you have to have multiple weight classes. But in vintage strength games, it's either 210 pounds up or below 210 pounds.
Okay, so everyone below 210 pounds, they all get to compete. And whether they're 150 pounds or 195 pounds, it doesn't matter.
Nope.
And do they go by a mace that is the same weight?
Yes.
So if Joe Palooka,
it's the same manufacturer. Because that way the leverages are all the same. Because you can have different weights, but if the handle's longer, it's different. Oh wow!
he's got a
You got a telescope?
Sorry, guys. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go do something with my telescope.
Good.
You gonna look at your neighbors getting out of the shower?
What's that?
Are you gonna be looking at your neighbor, your attractive neighbor, getting out of the shower?
No, I'll make sure that it's magnified somewhere correctly.
Go ahead. If it's a clear night,
Hey, everybody likes a little bit of voyeurism.
I got only one magnifier. It's all good.
Yeah, sure.
he's like.
Hey, I'll see you in jail.
He's like Galileo. He's a modern day Galileo.
We'll see about that.
I know what he's looking for.
So if
I am so happy he's on the show. He's funny.
So if the telescope is not facing up, if it's facing like straight.
Exactly. Right. He's upstairs in the apartment He's looking down some woman's cleavage on the sidewalk.
Oh man. What was
You
I?
might count the freckles on her bosom.
Those are the Irish girls.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
You can say, can I play connect the dots with my tongue? You can tell
Exactly.
the freckled woman. But you know, popcorn is a good source of fiber. There's a lot of fiber in it. Yeah. So what time do you get up for your workout?
I gotta get up at 8. But I need my rest because I train hard.
Yeah. So you're gonna train, then you're gonna go. You're going to work tomorrow, or you're?
Yeah, I'll be going to work in the afternoon. I gotta get some stuff done.
Yeah.
I'm doing a big financial restructuring project. So
tomorrow over
Thank
here.
God, how dare you work on a Sunday now? It's still a weekend.
I know, buddy.
Super Bowl Sunday. Sunday. Well, he's Jeff.
Well, that's cool. So he can actually hear us from way out there, James.
Yeah, he's got good hearing.
That's great.
So Super Bowl Sunday's tomorrow.
I'm rooting for the Eagles.
Me too. I like to see the Super Bowl champions be in the Northeast of the United States.
Exactly.
I'll probably have Chinese delivered tomorrow.
Yeah. You better call early. I like when you used to do those videos from that the sushi restaurant there.
Oh,
the counter.
Yeah, I haven't been there in a while.
That's fun because you used to sit there like for an hour and a half, and it was a wonderful show.
Stuff my face.
That was good.
Yeah, I would show the fish in a close up. The close up of everything I ate. I would give everybody a bird's eye view of.
And then I remember I used to do some shows from the Royal Hibachi Buffet, and I don't know. Did somebody tell you not to do that anymore? Or?
Every time I went there, Jeff, I did a video and it's on YouTube.
It was very nice. And you used to talk about the steam on the Mongolian barbecue.
Oh yeah, I used to make comments.
The vapors of life.
The vapors of life.
No, those are great videos. Man,
and sometimes people ask
those
for
are good memories.
Sometimes people ask for fried eggs, and then he would crack eggs on
fried eggs. Fried eggs.
Yeah, like sunny side up or over easy.
No, I mean no. FWIED. Fried.
Oh. Fried, like fried.
It's a Mongolian buffet. A barbecue, I mean, Mongolian barbecue.
You know what I enjoyed? I would get the angel hair rice noodles, right? Then I would get they had the cockle clams, the little baby cockles. Yep. And I would scoop the cockles up with the broth.
Yes.
And put it over the noodles.
Ooh.
Now, in the case of when I got yelled at, I think that was like a bouilla balls. I mean, a bouilla base.
Yeah.
And I wanted to take some of that buttery, it was like a buttery broth. And you had all kinds of fish in there. So you had the flavor.
Yeah.
The
nutrition.
The fruit de mar. The broth of the sea. Yeah, the broth of the sea.
Fruit de mer.
So, no serving spoon. So I took the quahog.
Yeah.
And
that is a spoon. It is a tool. Right.
Yeah, I wasn't sticking my fingers in there.
Right. It's like you unzip your pants and put your wiener in there.
Yeah, like they do in the men's room. I mean,
dislodge the toilet.
The clam was in the broth.
Right.
So maybe he didn't like the idea that I took my hand and I grabbed the clam out of the tray. But the thing is, you know what I told him after he was screaming at me? I says, "Yeah, you should see all your buddies in the men's room.
Yeah, the
How they
whole
wash
floor.
how they wash their hands like in a split second, like
They go like this. They put the fingertips under the water.
like this."
Yeah. Yeah.
And Fatty Arbuckle breaking the commode.
Yeah. I don't know how the hell that happened.
I'd never seen.
I mean, that's pretty bad.
One time, my sister, when she was young, she had a bunch of friends over, and one of the guys was obese, and he had to go to our bathroom, and he must have sat down because I heard like a crunch,
Oh
like
boy.
a crack, and he cracked the fucking toilet seat.
Oh god.
The fat fuck cracked the toilet seat.
Oh god. Oh,
I mean, he must have been heavy,
jeez.
you know. I mean, to crack porcelain, right?
Yeah.
But that's what they call it.
I
mean,
really like that suit jacket on Michael.
yeah, he's very sophisticated. He looks very classy.
Oh, he's-
Thank you, guys.
He looks
Gentleman's Quarterly.
he looks
Remember
like
GQ magazine?
yeah, he looks like
What
a
was that?
GQ magazine.
And you're wearing Armani cologne and
Well, I have some cologne on. I mean,
you know what I mean? He's a
I probably
sharp dressed
should've-
man, James.
What was that?
You're
Huh?
a sharp dressed man.
yeah, like
Oh,
ZZ,
man,
like
that's
ZZ,
it. Thank you, buddy.
like
you, buddy.
ZZ Top. You know, he reminds me of that old song, Secret Agent Man. Secret Agent Man.
Hey, you know who his face looks like? Gronk. You look at Rob Gronkowski there.
Really? Wait,
Yep.
who's Rob Gronkowski?
Tom Brady's the best he's a Hall of Famer tight end that played for the New England Patriots.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean,
Yep.
Oh, I remember Gronkowski.
Yeah.
I should have. I'm wearing the same color pants as my jacket, but they're not the same suit. I'm wearing different pants, but they're the same color. That's kind of a misnomer. Also, my black shirt is kind of a misnomer, so I don't really look that good. But
Yeah, but the black shirt, I will tell you, the black shirt looks very classy with the
Yeah.
charcoal gray sport jacket. You know who I remember when I was a kid? Jim Plunkett,
Oh yeah.
quarterback for the Patriots, right? Jim Plunkett.
And he won the Heisman Trophy at Stanford.
Really?
Yep. And he was a Mexican. He was the son of Mexican immigrants, and both his parents were blind.
Really?
Yep.
Holy moly.
And he got a full scholarship to Stanford.
And how do you raise a child by both parents being blind? How do you do it? It's amazing.
It's amazing. He's an amazing person.
Well, I know that blind people, usually their other senses become more acute.
Yeah, that's
more
right.
like they have. Don't ever whisper around a blind person, but they can hear everything you say.
Oh,
Hmm.
and how?
Yeah, they can sense vibrations.
They'll
you
be
know,
like-
their touch, feel, smell, hearing. They Hey, look who's here. Alex, the beer master. What are you
There
up
you go.
to? How did your food show go Friday?
Yeah, how's the food show?
Yeah,
he does this.
Look at that, Reese's. He's doing a
Got
plug.
the
He's
Reese's.
making some money on YouTube right now. He's supplementing his income. He's
Reese's used to have real peanut butter. Now I don't know what the hell it is.
Oh, come on. Who cares about the peanut butter? The Reese's is the best freaking snack in the world.
It is. It's the best.
Oh yeah.
I still
Commodore
yeah.
agrees with me.
I still like Snickers.
Snickers is pretty good.
Remember when Mr. Pitt was eating his Snickers with a knife and fork on Seinfeld?
Yes.
Yeah. maybe he should run for president.
Yeah, that was.
Just kidding. That's a TV show character, but yeah.
And they were saying high society people eat their candy with a knife and fork, so he doesn't get chocolate on his fingers.
Yeah.
What kind of mother
But they also have skid marks in their underwear, so don't let them fool you.
Yeah, they.
Not that high class.
You know, I'm watching. Ghost Adventures.
Ooh,
Right?
look at the lining in Michael's jacket. You see the blue lining, James?
Blue lining.
Oh, look at that.
That's a nice
Holy
jacket.
Thank you. Got it from Amazon.
Holy goodness gracious! Who
You
is
got it
this
from
guy?
Amazon, really?
Yeah, I just got this from Amazon.
Look at that.
Yeah, you can get suits from Amazon, and they'll cost like $100.
The only thing when you order shoes, boots, jackets, or any clothing, you have to definitely know your size. But there's a good thing. If there's a Whole Foods store near you, they accept all returns from Amazon.
Really, Whole Foods accepts food.
All return. You don't even have to put it back in the box or the original packaging. You just what you do is you go to the app on your phone and you select refund. And you tell them where you want to bring it, Whole Foods or whatever. Here's Alex.
What is up, my friend?
Alex the Beer Master.
Alex from southwestern New Jersey. Alex the Beer Master. He's a paisan, and he lives near Philadelphia. So Eagles.
Oh, we want the Eagles.
Eagles.
I think they'll win.
There you go.
So how you been?
He is a paisan. Yep.
You growing whiskers?
Yeah, I am growing some beard.
What do you got? You got friends over the house, or is that your brother?
Yeah, I'm at a friend's house. That's what's going on the noise.
You're out of the house.
Yeah.
Good. I hope you're.
So what I was about to say, my food went pretty excellent. I loved my food show last night.
What did you review?
Reviewed. What did I review now? I can't remember now. Jesus.
Yeah, you've been doing that show for a while now.
Yeah, I know. For the past 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I remember that back in like 2018.
Yeah. No, I started my channel in 2019. But I've been doing it for years. I mean, because of that reason. I can't remember what I did on last night, though. I can't remember now.
You ever go on Stout Sunday?
Sometimes, but I haven't been on in a while.
Yeah, they drink pretty early, those guys.
Well, I used to host it. I sometimes host it, but I haven't hosted in months.
And you used to host Wild Card Wednesday in case Eric had something to do.
I still do.
Yeah.
I still do. So, yeah, I still do all that.
And then Jesse had a show on Monday night. I remember Jesse had a show where you have to bring something you never drank before, or something.
He still has the show. He still has it. He's still doing it
on Monday nights. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
It's good. I'm glad your show is well established. He gets a good panel too, Alex.
But no,
I've been missing Alex's shows. What the heck? I gotta come back.
But then I do Alex and Friends every Thursday night around 10 o'clock, 10:30, up till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, that's Miscellaneous has a show on Thursday, right? Miscellaneous.
Yeah, right. But he does his show before me. And
then you host a late show on Thursday.
Yes.
Oh, so you got Thursday, Friday back to back.
Yep.
Yeah, because you're right after Fandango Friday, where Ronald Theriot.
Exactly.
Yeah. Good.
I mean, I did Alex and Friends years ago, but then I decided, you know what? I'll do it every Thursday. Why not?
Yeah. Now Alex wasn't too far from where they had the F4 tornadoes touch down, Jeff.
Yeah, the tornadoes. Yeah, I haven't seen them yet. Thank God.
Yeah, they had like 2 or 3 F4 tornadoes touch down in New Jersey, and we
What?
never see that
Jeez.
No, that's weird. I
That's
agree.
not normal.
because the strongest is F5.
Yeah, yeah. The only time you hear a tornado is somewhere else, not around here.
No, not here. Maybe out in Kansas or Oklahoma, but not.
Yeah,
not-
where
Yeah.
Whiskey Scout is. Yeah.
What about down south? Tornadoes happen down south a lot, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
Louisiana had some bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hurricanes and stuff happen down south.
Yeah,
down
they had
south, you'll feel
tornadoes too.
Oh,
Recently.
tornadoes too, huh?
Yeah, they got. That's terrible. I mean, now they got something else to worry about.
Texas
Wow.
tornadoes and also Texas.
Yeah, because down south there's a ton of hurricanes, and that's why they call it the University of Miami Hurricanes. And even the hockey team is called the Carolina Hurricanes.
Well, Cape
Uh-huh.
Hatteras.
Cape Hatteras has a lot of hurricanes.
Yeah, it sticks out. It's a cape. It sticks out into the ocean.
Yeah.
And usually the Florida hurricanes that when they travel north, they get a little weaker because the water, as the water gets cooler, they lose strength.
Like,
Yeah, because if it's warm, the heat rises. It makes the air rise.
Yeah, and the hurricane gains power.
Right.
I will tell you this, James. We did have Hurricane Sandy, and that's called Superstorm Sandy. I remember that like it was yesterday.
Me too. Yeah,
Crazy.
Superstorm Sandy. My brother lives on the Jersey Shore, and he had like deep water around his house. He had to use a little boat to get to his car.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
it's crazy.
That's why he can't sell his house. Nobody wants to buy anything in a flood zone.
Oh.
Oh no, nobody wants to have a flood zone house.
Yeah, and guess what? His home insurance went up sky high.
Wow.
Yeah, and this is the house he remodeled.
maybe the price of the house went down.
Yeah.
It's not sellable. It becomes unsellable.
Sounds like you're having a good party over there, Alex.
Yeah, I'll mute
Yeah,
it.
the school you're live streaming at somebody's house.
Yeah, he's at someone's house and
That's
they're
nice.
all having a good time.
Just like Michael was saying, drinking should be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, it shouldn't be a chore.
Well, I know someone in the family who has to take medication to subdue the urge for alcoholism, that to keep him from drinking at all, because his weakness was vodka, and from what happened is he started drinking to excess every time he had vodka, and then he was mixing pills like Xanax. Man, he had to go on this medication to
He's
actually
probably getting the shakes.
to not drink.
Yeah.
Who has the shakes?
No,
Him?
he's probably getting the shakes because when you drink so much alcohol for such a long time, if you don't have alcohol, you start to get the shakes.
Oh, like a withdrawal, like a drug withdrawal.
Yeah. It's a serious thing. You could almost die from it.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was my brother-in-law. He passed out at this. We were at this Italian restaurant for one of the holidays. He passed out right at the table.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah, and this is before. In other words,
He's had his challenges medically.
In other words, some people have to hit rock bottom before they do anything, and sometimes rock bottom is too late.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's too late. Like famous people that drank and mixed pills with booze, like
Dean Martin.
Whitney Houston, and they hit rock bottom, but it killed them.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, James, I'm going to be signing off, my friend.
Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah.
Anytime,
Have a good
buddy.
night
I
there,
don't mind
Alex.
talking
Enjoy
to
the
you often,
party.
No problem. Cheers.
Cheers. The
All
party
right.
sounds good.
See you later.
I'll
See you later, my friends.
See ya.
Have a good evening. Yeah, he's a good kid, Alex. So I guess Mick Von Raven must be hitting
Alex,
it off
Alex,
with this
your
girl.
bastard.
He must be hitting it off with this new girl
Good.
because he's not here.
Yeah.
He said if
Good.
the night ended early with her, he would be on. So I guess he's
Shake, rattle, and roll.
shake, rattling, and roll. The other, I don't know where Ronnie Simpson is. Maybe he's having a pre Super Bowl party tonight.
And also Jordy, you gotta give him a pass because it's probably 2 or 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning right now in Scotland.
Jordy, yeah, you're right. Let me see what's going on with Jordy.
So he gets a pass.
Jordy, where are you, Jordy?
He's sleeping.
No, Jordy drinks until sunrise, I think.
Oh, he drinks until sunrise?
I don't know. He acts like he drinks until sunrise.
Tequila sunrise.
Tequila sunrise. Let's see who this is.
Tequila sunrise.
You know, Facebook has been acting really weird. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Facebook, which just had a bunch of trials about transparency.
Oh.
Now, who is this guy? Somebody sent me a message. His name is George Chung Chu Hung. George Chung.
Ask him if he's got $60.
George Chung Chu Hung.
Chung Kai Shek.
Chung Kai Shek, two ball hung low. Or some young Kong.
You know what's a really good movie? It's Roger Dodger.
Oh,
I don't think I've ever seen that.
that sounds familiar.
With Jesse Eisenberg and Campbell Scott.
Yeah. I
And,
know I've
Isabella
seen it.
Rossellini. And, yeah.
What is it about again?
A kid, an uncle teaches his kid how to talk to ladies in New York.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a cool movie. It's funny. That's really funny.
Oh, I'd love to see that because he's a good actor, that Jesse Eisenberg.
Oh yeah, you know Campbell Scott too.
Campbell Scott.
He's good.
I'd have to look it up on Google.
You would recognize him if you knew him. He's in House of Cards also.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell's going on with the computer here? Oh, click to spin.
Is it Hacking James Show?
Who the hell is this now?
Oh, that's BC. He doesn't come on my show anymore because we put him in the middle of the wheel.
Yeah.
So he's being
They
like
took offense?
he's being like, what do they call
Oh,
him?
come on.
Snowflakes?
Yeah, you could put me in the middle of the wheel. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, my content is already here, so might as well. Just don't do it over and over again.
That's funny.
Get creative.
He looks like Otis on the Andy Griffith Show. Do you remember Otis the drunk?
Kind of.
James?
Yeah.
Overpaid CEOs.
So that's
Overpaid CEOs. That's funny.
Whenever a politician says
Overpaid
that,
CEO.
it's kind of funny. Not going to kowtow to these overpaid CEOs.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Joe Biden got like 23 million bucks in the bank.
Yeah.
The golden parachute. Well, his wife.
President Biden is wealthy.
She has a PhD. She's just not a medical doctor, but she does have a PhD.
Yeah, but she's got the easiest PhD. It's a doctorate in education. Anybody can get those. No, seriously. It's a weak. It's a
Doesn't
weak. There's no wrong answers.
Doesn't Mrs. Biden teach? I think she's a teacher, right? I don't know.
She did at the University of Delaware, but she's nothing.
You know what the weakest doctorate degree is the honorary PhD.
Yeah, but that depends.
PhD.
If you did something for your lifetime,
Guys, I might be able to stop in a little bit later, but I'm gonna go make a burger.
Oh, you're hungry. Okay.
I gotta go to bed myself. It's 11:30.
Yeah, you know what? I might as well. Yeah, I might as well. Oh, I was gonna say good night to him. And
Yeah, it's 11:30 my time.
Yeah, I'm going to. I'm going to close the show down and rustle up some victuals. I'm getting a bit hungry myself.
Yeah.
What do I? Oh, I do have. I made some Japanese soba noodles. I got them in.
Wow, you got all good food there.
Yeah, I'm waiting. Yeah, I'm going to eat and relax, and I'll be on the internet. Messenger. But you're going to be sleeping.
Yeah.
Thank you, my friend.
I'll see you later. Have a good one.
Thank you for coming on. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Ali. What happened to Ali? Not Muhammad Ali. I mean, let me just tell him. I am still live right now. Everyone else left. If you want to come on and talk about your upcoming event. Okay. I'm going to refill my chai tea. I will be back in a flash. Don't go anywhere. Okay. I'm back. Okay, I'm not going to stay on for much longer. Let's see. He must be back now. Okay. Well, I want to thank everyone for stopping by. Commodore Jeff Sambello, Western Mike Goldsmith, Masumi, Alex the Beer Master. Cheers to you. I want to thank everyone. Well, that's about it, really. Concerning people, oh, we got Daryl Messias from Northern California. Thank you, Daryl. It's good to see you. I sent a bunch of links out, but because I figured tomorrow's Super Bowl Sunday. But I guess people are either celebrating with a pre-Super Bowl event. I don't know why. Or their significant others, their wives, or possibly girlfriends, control them. They're afraid of their wives. And their wives selfishly smother these men or control them or attempt to control them out of fear that the men won't get sex. So they'll, if they don't do what the woman says, they'll have a squabble, and then they'll end up sleeping on the couch, and they won't have sex. The women use that as a weapon. So that is another theory why some of these people are not here. It's ridiculous, really. In my area, we call them pussy whipped men. Pussy whipped. Now, this guy said he was supposed to be on the show. This Ali Madani, who is a competitive Persian club swinger, who has an upcoming event that he's training for, an international event. He was supposed to come on. But he sees my messages and he sees the link, but who knows? Okay, that's it. That's it. I'm going bye-bye. I'm closing the show out. I want to wish everyone an enjoyable Super Bowl Sunday. Hopefully you'll have some good food, plenty of good food and grog and refreshments, and you'll enjoy the game. So I don't see anybody else coming on. So have a good night, people. Two hours, 2.5 hours. That's not too bad. That's it. I'm going.